So Thursday mornings at this time can mean only one thing. It's time to get some film recommendations with James Luxford, our movie critic extraordinaire from Stratford-upon-Avon. James, hello and good morning.
Good morning to you. Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm not too bad, thanks. How are you?
Oh, I'm all right, thanks, James. Yes, I'm all right. I love this. I love listening to your recommendations and going, right, pencil that one in. This is one I need to watch. So we're going to start. We're going to start with. Now it's a bit of Tom and Jerry.
Yes, it's a new film starring the famous cartoon Cat and Mouse. This time causing havoc at a fancy hotel.
Oh, okay.
This hotel has been host to 4 presidents, 3 popes, 2 kings, and we're about to host the wedding of the century.
One other thing. We have a mouse problem.
With the what now? I'll catch it, sir. We could hire an exterminator, or we can leverage millions of years of predatory evolution.
It sounds fun, James.
It is. It's the first big Tom and Jerry film in nearly 30 years. It
Wow.
mixes the chaos of the cartoons with a live-action story. Sort of think Roger Rabbit with that kind of real world setting, but cartoon characters flying around. The plot's a bit thin, but I don't think children will care one bit. I think it's designed for smaller viewers, and I think the slapstick will keep them entertained, particularly with the upcoming Easter holidays and things like that. It's going to be a family favourite, I think.
So how can we watch it then?
It will be on demand from today, so it's going to be sort of Apple TV and wherever you get sort of on-demand videos, Sky Store and things like that.
So it's does that on demand? I always get confused. Like, do you have to pay for that? Don't you? If it's on demand.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
on-demand rental. So
Okay.
sort of if you remember the old video shops that we used to go to, that kind of a digital version of that.
Yes, I do. And then discovering cassettes at the back of the VHS and oh gosh, I'm late. I'm going to get a bad mark and I won't get a card stamp. All of that stuff, and grabbing a big, massive bag of sweets at the same time in an overpriced way. Oh yes, James, you take me back. I do remember all of that indeed. Right, so on demand, you have to pay for it. However, we're not going to cinema much at the moment, so it may well be a couple of hours of entertainment through the Easter holidays is there for you. And who doesn't love Tom and Jerry? It just transcends everybody, isn't it? Right. Something a little bit different. Now, this one, the next one that you've chosen for us, is a documentary film.
Yes, on Sky Documentaries and the service now from Sunday. It's Tina, a look at the life and career of Tina Turner, from her abusive relationship with Ike Turner to her reinvention as a rock icon in the 1980s.
My mother, she used to sit in the window of the kitchen when she was making dinner on Sundays. I used to just watch her. Thought she was so pretty. One day she wasn't in that window. She was never in it again. I wanted her to come for me, and I waited. She never did. And it's all right. You know why? I'm a girl from a cotton field that pulls myself above the destruction and the mistakes. And I'm here for you.
I've got goosebumps listening to that. Her story is incredible.
It really is, and I think this is a fascinating documentary. Most of us have read something about Ike and Tina Turner, but it's one thing to read it on a Wikipedia page or in an article. It's another thing to hear her talk about it, a story of surviving quite horrific abuse, really stuff I can't quite detail here in polite company. It's and then start from square one and reinvent herself as really the first sort of African-American female rock icon. She said, I want to fill stadiums like the Rolling Stones, and that was a vision that was more than fulfilled. I think some music documentaries can be a bit stuffy, a bit glossy, kind of protect the brand, as it were. This is really honest and gripping, an amazing story.
Sky Documentaries from the 28th of March. Wow, so that is definitely going to be one to watch. Okay, the next one was... Now, this did such good money when it was out in the cinema. This is The Bodyguard.
Yes, Saturday, 9 p.m. on 5 Star.
Wow.
It's The Bodyguard. Kevin Costner plays the title role of a bodyguard protecting an at-risk pop star played by the late Whitney Houston.
You don't look like a bodyguard.
This is my disguise.
Well, his timing's good. Someone was in my house? Wait a minute, someone was in my house?
Everybody's afraid of something. That's how we know we care about things.
Oh, the soundtrack. Honestly, the soundtrack to that film. I love it. Right, tell us about it. I can't believe anyone hasn't seen this movie, but if they haven't, give us a recap, James.
It's just a fantastic thriller. Kevin Costner is 90s peak and Whitney Houston at the height of her stardom. Just an interesting take on fame and the pressure surrounding it, particularly given what Houston would go through in her life. But just a very well put together thriller, romantic story. And as you say, what a soundtrack.
I mean, what a soundtrack. So that is on 5 Star on Saturday at 9 p.m. I think I might have to make a little appointment to watch that. I love it. All right, James, thank you. Great film choices. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Lovely to talk to you again. James Luxford, our movie critic from Stratford-upon-Avon, with your 3 picks for films. Tom and Jerry, on demand. You'll have to pay for it. It's like the old days of the rental shop, blockbusters and all. That's on demand from today. Tom and Jerry, the new film. The Tina documentary, which sounds stunning. And The Bodyguard, your 3 film choices from James Luxford this week.
Weekday afternoons from 2.